Hi guys, how are you? Today nimewaletea ile surprise mlikuwa mnauliza. And now, nataka sasa tujue mwachake kuniuliza Mwagi brother huu ni twin ama ni nani, because leo nimekuja in a very unique way. Na tunataka kujua ni nini huyu jamaa ametubebea ama ni nini anaweza tuambia. Pia tusikie sauti yake. Hata kama ataongea aseme naitwa hivi na hivi, alafu tumalize hii video, well and good. But all in all, introduce you this guy here by name, atatuambia jina yake. Sasa mtajua Mwagi ako side gani na yeye ako side gani. Yeye ako na red. Chris Mwangi mshaona hapa. Na bona watu waja subscribe bona kwa nini bana. We need these stories. Yes sir.
How are you?
I am very fine. Watu walikuwa nasidwa. Huyu ni brother Mwagi, ni twin brother ama ni nini?
Hey. Yeah, I think kulingana vile niliona from the videos. You're almost there, but I don't think there is anything to do with twin also.
Mimi na wewe nani mzee?
Naona kama yeye ni mzee.
Sasa watu walikuwa nasidwa huko, kwani wewe unaogeaga aje? Unaogeaga ama huogeagi? Tell them where you are, where have you been? What are you doing nowadays?
Okay, it's nice to have you this moment, to have a talk. You told me about this and all what you have been doing. And the rare moment ambapo tumepatana, kaniambia probably you may wish to have a chat or so.
Yeah.
Which is so much in order. So I'm James Kihara, and this is my brother, and I'm the youngest. but the rage could not be that big.
Yeah. You see now, vile sisi vile tulilelewa, I think tulikuwa tuna fight zaidi sisi wawili. In fact hatukuwa tunajua nani mtoto na nani sio, nani mzee na nani sio mzee. Most of the time, kuna siku ulikuwa unatoka shule, unakimbia bio kwanza ukule mbele yangu. Tukitoka shule sijui kwa nini student walikuwa na jaa hivyo, kwa sababu kegere ya kuenda nyumbani ikipigwa tu hivi nilikuwa nakupata nyumbani kama hauna bado umebeba bag.
I think here I happen to learn from you. Sasa vile ulinifunza inakuwa hivyo. I happen to follow from those instructions.
No.
Juu kama umetagulia umemaliza everything. Nikaona acha pia mimi nitagulie.
The question was, nilikuwa nakimbia nikifikiria mimi ndiye nitakuwa wa kwanza kufika kwa nyumba ndio tukule ile fudiko. Kumbe ulifika hata bag hauko umetoa, nilikuwa nangoja tu ameweka sufuria hapa, yeye ni kukula tu. But that was a moment. Nakumbuka kuna siku nilikugonga hapa.
Yeah.
Na kikitu kilikuwa
I have faced the earth wakati huo. But
na ni kwa nini watu wakiwa wadogo walikuwa wanachukiana hivyo yani? Yani kama sija fight na mtu it was a problem. Kama sija kufight it was a problem. The same case as you.
Yeah, I think ikifika nyumbani we could have such struggles, but from outside singetaka ni kuone ukiwa kwa shida, singetaka kuona ukiexperience kitu baya. But hii mambo na slight sibling rivalry hapo ikiwa watoto, it could be a common thing. Ikifika huko chini. Lakini wewe ile umenionyesha.
Ati mimi nilikufunza kwenda nyumbani mapema kama nimekimbia.
Yeah.
So sisi tulisomea shule ilikuwa inaitwa Diaine Primary School. Hapa tu juu na kwetu. Sasa huko leo tumekuwa Nyeri. And I wanted you to hear from him. Na sasa ningependa tueleze hasa since then vile tunatokaga kwa nyumba, sasa mtu anaenda kivyake amekuwa akifanya nini. Nakumbuka kuna vitu tulifanya na wewe the very first day nilikupeleka to your new job.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
how
sometimes
is the experience now?
Yeah, maybe I'm a little bit different from what you do. Because sasa you have indulged so much on maybe the beauty and the part of the social media. So maybe to be near the camera, si sana. So it's a two different thing, kabisa. So for my case, as per my profession, I'm a teacher. And more so I do mentorship. So those are two areas that I have indulged myself in. Not the issue of just I being a teacher, because teacher and it goes hand in hand with mentorship. So it has come in an area whereby you have to notice that it's not all about entering a class. You introduce the topic that you intend to teach, but it's also to have to consider the mental health of the learner or the student that you're having. So to my level, I felt it's much in order to have the teaching and then the mentorship in it, so that we can have, or rather we can be able to achieve the goal of education. Because the goal of education is we cannot have that intelligence and without a proper mental health. So by that, mimi nikaona kwanza nigilia hizo vitu viwili. So that's those two things that I do much of the time. Yeah,
that's very good. So you see, wakati tulikuwa tunasoma, most of the time kuna mtu alikuwa anachukiwa kama mwalimu. Na mwalimu pia kulikuwa inafika mahali kama hajachapa mwanafunzi kichapo ya ile tulikuwa tunaambiwa hata tubebe zile miti ya kuchapana, yani kila mtu alikuwa anabeba mti yake ya kuchapwa. You see nowadays ni kama nini imechange, system imechange ya education.
Sure.
Walimu wamekuwa so friendly na wanafunzi, and now they can even have games with them. Ni nini ilikuja, ni system ilikuja kuchange aje?
I think things have changed, not just in the education sector, in quite a number of areas, but now specific in the area that I am, things have really changed. Because if I have to look behind sometimes back, hata wale walimu walitufunza, we could rare get a young teacher to walikuwa
wadhe
yeah, walikuwa wamekula chumvi kidogo. So but nowadays look at maybe to my caliber now, nikiingia hata darasa wakati mwingine unaona maybe tumetoshana na hao wanafunzi. So when even you are having some gains or so, it's like you are part of them. So that's, to me, sounds as an advantage to them, because when we relate them to them as equal. So things has changed, and maybe sometimes back people took a lot of time when it comes to learning. Nowadays, within a short time, after maybe you are also indulging yourself maybe in the profession that you are in. So unapata watu hawagoji sana wakijigiza kwa zile profession ambazo wako nazo. So with that, things has changed a lot. Though there is a lot that has changed in education sector ikifika pande hiyo.
So another thing, being a teacher, tulikuwa tunasikia kuna watu wakiwa pilots lazima ungesoma hesabu, daktari lazima ungesoma biology vizuri. Being a teacher lazima uwe umesoma nini na nini hasa umeipita. Is it the all subject ama specific subject?
No. Teacher, I think it's quite different about, or rather we can say that it has its qualifications based on that. It is qualifications based on the area that you want to expertise on. So for instance, maybe for you to pursue as a teacher, you maybe first need a C+, and the teaching subjects, the overall mean grade should be a C+, and then the teaching subjects should be also above a C+. So it only defines it as the area that you want to expertise on. But it's a friendly area and a very good field.
Mimi singekuwa mwalimu. First of all, my mother tongue. Secondly, mimi ni mtu ambaye siwezi deal sana na watoto ambao wananisumbua akili. How do you handle that?
Yeah. Initially I've told you about being a mentor, and also being a teacher. It goes hand in hand with a call. People say that a teacher is by a call. So you cannot just, not everyone can be a teacher. There are quite a number of things that you have to tolerate with the learner, because the kind of people that we deal with could be maybe ranging from maybe around 14 years to maybe around 19 years or so, 20.
Yeah.
So those are people who are changing drastically in terms of growth. There are people who are adapting the environment in a different way. So if you are not in a position not to be able to understand all that, you might end up in a very wrong side, and you may not be of any help maybe to the learner also.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a call. It's a call.
It is a call. So is there a way now, you being a teacher, you can change to be something else? Like, can you now convert this now to be a doctor, pilot?
No. If at all now becomes a call, you go there with all your heart, with everything that you have decided, you have opted, this is the profession that I want to handle. So for my case, I don't see myself having maybe involving in any other profession. But beside that, I'm talking about the mentorship and so on. So maybe a course or something that is relating to teaching, so that I also need to make my work a little bit simple, a little bit friendly. You know, based on your environment, if you don't have at all time to keep on migrating, because I might go to another different thing, I'm not satisfied, another thing you're not satisfied. So it is all about where you are and make it better. I mean where you are. Yeah.
Wow. Now, all teachers tunawaonanga sometimes always neat, always focus. What are the benefits of being a teacher?
A teacher, from the word go, a teacher in most cases acts as a role model to the society. There's a different view on how maybe you may take a teacher. If I bring a doctor here, or I bring a mechanic here, I bring these are the people. A teacher can be viewed maybe differently in terms of respect. There is some sort of respect that teachers have. The society also depends on the teacher so much. So hata tusikie kuna mkutano na hapa karibu, nasikiaga hata kuna mwalimu pale karibu. So a teacher is seen as a person who knows everything and also a very important figure in the society.
Now, being a teacher, yes, you might have that profile. What about your pocket?
My pocket.
That looks so private, but not necessarily your salary. Mwalimu ako na standards za tuseme in a way, tuseme salary or so on. Can it? I don't know how to phrase the question, but I would like to ask: can a teacher have a good way of living?
Why not? I'm part of among those people who are having a good life or so. It's all about, I get your question, but there have been all this mentality about teachers. The teachers could be part of maybe the civil servants in Kenya who are the payment. I may not be so comfortable in discussing this, because when it comes to maybe issue of money and rather remuneration on what you get, it's based on how you manage. There's a person who has a gross of around 20. There's another one who takes home 30. There's another who takes home 80. And then by the end of the month, that person has nothing. It's based on how the discipline that you have with your finances, not actually measure on maybe what you are paid and so.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I don't think there's any teacher who is hustling there. And the one probably who is hustling also, it's her choice. It's her choice, like any other person in a different profession, and maybe the encounter of one or two things. So it's based on individual person, how you manage your finances and so on. So, but teachers are good, and we are okay.
Sasa kama vile mmefunga, do you take tuitions?
Yeah, where they are available, and also if there is an area that probably needs some sort of mentorship, I may avail myself based on my availability at the scheduled time. And any other thing, and I also have my own personal things that I also need to handle during the holiday. So despite I doing one or two things about others and so, I also have my personal space whereby I need to do one or two things. Yeah.
Now tukimalizana na hiyo za being a teacher and so on, the beginning ulikuwa umewaambia about mentorship.
Yes.
Who do you mentor? Wazazi, wanafunzi ama una mentor akina nani?
Yeah, I talked about I being a mentor. There are those things that goes hand in hand with teaching as a teacher, and then the well-being of the learner. So in my case, I have focused so much with the students, and it was a thought after maybe noticing the traits that are there with the learners. You want to instill discipline, but it is not all about telling them no, don't do this, don't do that. They need to have some sort of awareness and go deeper to understand which are other problems that they may be having beside the problems involving maybe the mathematics or any other subjects. Which other thing could this learner be having? So that's why I opted to have a bit of mentorship, so that I can also have to understand my learner as well. Because you might end up going there and teach, and the learner is in her or his or her own world, and you may not achieve the objective of it, of your topic or subtopic. Yeah.
Do you need a certain people that need mentorship, or they all need?
I can say they all need, because it's a growth to these learners, and each and every stage they need to be guided, they need to be given instructions, they need to be told what to do. Like any other person, they're also facing some challenges. So my focus so much is to the learners, and in the area that I am, though some other time, though I have not done this a lot, but I also had a talk to the parents on the various of handling their children, and so, because it's one thing, a teacher and the parent to this learner.
Haya, tukiongea about mentorship again, mtoto anakataa shule na mwingine anafuta bagi, do you still handle all of them?
Yeah, you handle all of them.
Una handle huyu wa bagi na huyu pia anakataa shule?
Yes, you handle collectively as they are, though at that point you may handle it as an individual thing, because some other time it's also good to understand the problem, or rather the issue that is affecting the learner or the individual person, because you create a very good grounds with him or her without criticizing, without judgment, so that he can try to open up in a better way, and then from there you can know from which angle, based with your experience, and then you come up with a common solution. So for my case, when I have a talk with them, I don't appear like I'm just telling them, do like this, do like this. No, we create some awareness together. We come with a common ground, and then we come with a better solution together. And by the moment I'm done with that, we are one. Not like he said, but we said, or we rather we reached to this conclusion. Yeah.
What is mentorship?
Yeah, when you talk about mentorship, mentorship can be defined in a different way.
Because most of the time nasikia, okay, acha nikukate kidogo, sorry about that. Nikisikia mentorship na kuna the difference between mentorship and guidance and counseling, is it all the same or what?
It's almost the same thing. So things to do with counseling, guidance and counseling, mentorship, it's still the same thing, but the only difference is that you may opt, there are those who deal with marriage issues, this other person who may deal with a different area. So it all depends on maybe the area that you want to expertise more.
Yeah.
But can as well be described as a training on a higher level. It's a training on a higher level, because you are dealing with a person who is not well, a person who needs your help, a person who needs some instructions, and you need to be very cautious on how to handle that. So it's a training of a higher level that like you are talking. Yeah.
Wow. So that was nice. Hata mimi sijuagi kama naogeaga hivyo. Umeona nimejicompose kidogo. So when you are listening to something that you really don't know, imefika mahali nimeanza kuongea Kiingereza. Ikifika mahali so kama uko nasikiza mtu ambaye anakuambia kitu, you end up listening. Iwe aje ama aje. But now another thing I would like to ask about mentorship. Do you go to schools or you are just mentoring the kids that you are having right now?
Yeah, sometimes I visit schools through maybe invitations, also maybe my approach. And it's also something I felt that I really need to do this, because now if you have some skills and even any other person who has something that can come up to help the generation that you're having, don't hold on it, because when you sit on it could not be of any importance to you. Now that I have that, I take time maybe during the weekend when I'm off from duty. I happen to visit various schools to have a talk with them, So when I start there, they will see as their equal. When I start there, they will not see as a person. So it will be based on almost equal experience, and we usually come with a very common goal.
Yeah. If maybe unaweza kuwa na kitu kingine unaweza add hapo kwa comment yetu, unaweza tuandikia. And also you, kama kuna kitu maybe unaweza add about mentorship, maybe you can tell us.
Yeah, when it comes to mentor, even to my colleague who are all in this area, so a mentor is a good listener, but also does a follow-up on a regular basis and give any constructive feedback. So he or she is also able to create a comfortable environment that will nurture the growth of of a certain climate for an open discussion. So I may also be willing to talk to majority of the parents who are with their children, and so I may have a word to them and tell them you need to be so close with them. Try to go deeper and understand your children. It may appear as a very common sentence that is said by majority of people, but I can tell you from my experience that I have, as you said your child to school or so, you usually have a different person from probably the one that you know. So have a good connection between the school, the teachers that are handling with your child, and also try to understand your child in a better way. You may not fail to understand, get to know his or her friends, because there's a lot that is happening back in schools, and that's the reason why we are taking all these efforts to see that we have indulged the counseling, or the rather guidance and counseling of these runners. So wazazi pia wako na kazi pia. It is not all about that teacher, because as I go to these areas, I do give instructions, but I may not have 100% of the person who maybe who have listened to me, or rather we have had a talk with him. So it is also the responsibility of the person that I have talked to, that is my mentee, to make sure follows. And that's one now goes to the sole responsibility of my mentee, to adhere with the instructions and so on. Yeah, though for my case I do have some sort of feedback, not just maybe appearing in a certain area and then disappear completely. I do have some follow-up. I come back again and see how things are moving on and apply the right skills. Yeah.
Another thing, is there a way that you can have maybe a private parent who just want you to talk to that kid who is at home?
Yeah,
do you go to their homes?
If well organized, with in the right environment, and having understood. I've told you I initially want to understand the main issue, so that I can be able to create a very good relationship with the affected person, or the person who needs help. So that is something that you also I can comfortably do, and if well arranged.
Yeah. Wonderful. I think we are going to stop it there now, and that was wonderful. You see, a teacher can talk and talk and talk and talk and because hatuwezi ongea mambo yote, that was just an introductions. And now, in case maybe you are there, you are a parent who needs every part of the country, he is able to access you, and all what he gonna do is to, do you have an email address?
Yeah, I have an email address.
Do you mind giving them?
Yeah, you can have my email as mutahijames46@gmail.com. Small letters, mutahijames46@gmail.com. You can email me.
Yeah, tutaipin hapo chini. Yes, okay, continue. They can email you.
Yeah, you can also try to, the best way probably is the email, mutahijames46@gmail.com. You can be able to reach out, just have an email on what probably you may willing to, and I will also email you back on my availability, or rather to attend, or any other question that you may opt to ask. So just feel free.
Unalipishaga?
Yeah, just a side token. Because some other time we need some fuel. And
hapo kwa file sana.
So siwezi sema ni kulipisha. Yeah, but the bottom line is to have a successful feedback from the mentee also.
Thank you. Well. I think now that's the end of our interview. Mushaona the brother. I hope mmemsikia. Si mtu ameregalega. Kuna mtu alisema amewai kuona atina tuktuk huko OTC. Is it true?
People talk of anything and they are allowed to say. Haezi sema ananiona tu na tuktuk. Hataki kuniona na kitu kingine. Wow. You just laugh out when you see such comments. Unacheka and you pass it. Yeah.
That's okay. Thank you guys. May God bless you. May God be with you. Always remember to subscribe our channel. Tutaendelea kuwaletea watu wengi. Anybody can be interviewed. You always have something to say that we can share together. That's why we have this channel. And by so, see you another day, another time, and have a nice time.